Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Monday, May 20th, 2024. I, of course, with Originator Success here, the daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you guys get to be part of the conversation. Appreciate you joining me. Remember, you can join me live each and every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on Facebook and on YouTube, where we do this live. If you're here this morning, say hello. Say good morning on this wonderful, happy Monday morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give us a hashtag replay in the comments. Let us know that you were here. Whether you're here live or on the replay, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an hello friend, share us in a group. Remember, if you'd like to sign up for our free written lock advice emails, they're at www.raylockadvice.com. You can sign up for text alerts at www.raytextalerts.com. You can get a live reminder that I'm going live each morning at hmmr.io/reminder. And last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we help loan originators, mortgage LOs get loans from Google and social media. We've got some email campaigns. We got some really good stuff. Check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Let us tell you all about it. If you're here this morning, say good morning. Let's say hi to all the live folks. Who do we have here this morning? First one to say hello was Ron Siegel, National Rescue Dog Day. All right, National Rescue Dog Day. There's a great question of the day. What's your favorite breed of dog? Or if you don't have a favorite breed of dog, do you like big dogs or little dogs? I grew up with Dobermans, a couple Rottweilers. So, of course, I'm partial to them. I like pit bulls, even though they still get a bad rap. German Shepherds are really cool. I like the bigger dogs. Not always been a smaller dog kind of guy. I like the bigger dogs. If you're going to have a dog, labs, of course. Who couldn't love a lab? A chocolate lab, a black lab, a golden retriever, very similar. Similar in the family. What a great, great personality they have. Awesome family dogs. So there's a lot of amazing dogs out there. Believe it or not, I'm a cat guy just because of convenience. Dogs are awesome, but they do require a lot of care. So I'm a cat guy, but I would say that those are all the different dogs. Deb Dickinson is all about German Shepherd males. She's got them. Megan, I have 3 rescues. Go Megan! All pit bull mixes, most loving dogs. It's awesome. Mike Morano, golden retriever. Tell us about your dog stories. Keep talking. So who else we got here this morning? We got Bobby Searson here this morning. Good morning, Bobby. Let's see who else here. We've got Jonathan Steele. Good morning, sir. Glad to have you here. You finally made it to the live. We're glad to have you. Mike Schmulligan, good morning. Brendy Brickler, Mike Morano, James Mahan, good morning all. Megan Lindberg, Kyle Mazikas, great to have you all here. Rob Stewart, Deb Dickinson. I think I hit everybody. You guys are all answering the question now. Yasmin Martin, good morning. Bobby Searson, mini American Eskimo. What kind of dog is, I'm going to have to Google that one. What kind of dog is that? A mini American Eskimo dog. Well, I'm assuming an Eskimo dog must be some kind of a sled dog, but don't assume anything, right? Happy Monday, Ryan Wiederhold. Zell Rayleigh, good morning, sir. Yasmin Martin is a German Shepherd lady. She likes her German Shepherds. Garrett Knox, good morning, sir. We are chatting about, since it's National Rescue Dog Day, we are asking, what is your favorite breed of dog, or what kind of dogs have you had in the past, or have you ever rescued a dog? That is our question of the day. Put it in the comments. While you guys are doing that, let's get into the good stuff and talk about what we got going on this morning. So we'll start out looking at the technicals first. We've had a nice little bit of recovery here this morning. Mortgage-backed securities were down a few more basis points than they are right now, and they've recovered. You see that down here in the 24-hour chart where we've gone down and then kind of came back up. Nothing big, but just nice recovery, kind of flat, right? So 100.38 minus 2 basis points on the day. Generally, that's going to put rate sheets, basically still slipping a little bit from last week's worst levels, but not terrible by any means. Taking a look at Mortgage News Daily, we had barely broken below with the smallest of threads, the 7% mark, now back up about 1/8 of a point. We've seen about 1/8 of a point rebound from the best levels right here after the CPI. See this green candlestick right here? That group, that best level here, this was the CPI data. And then since then, we've lost a bit of ground, kind of came back down, lost about 1/8 in rate, which is kind of where we knew was going to happen. That was why the lock advice had been, hey, to consider floating anything closing near term while cautiously floating the rest. And that's kind of still where we're at today. You don't have to have a huge sense of urgency for closing for locking anything that's closing near term. I mean, I'm not worried that rates are on the rise and you've got to lock it in before things could get worse. It's just that it's unlikely that we see a lot of improvement this week. There's just not a lot that's going to happen. What the expectation is that the outlook is rates will tread water. Bonds have, kind of pulled back from last week's best levels. Kind of what I had expected to see. I told you guys that after we had that CPI data response that we may be capping out for the near term. Now, I say near term, what could help us to see things improve from here? Why could we get a little bit better again? What could help us get a little bit better is if we get into June and June's labor data. Heading into June 7th, we're going to have that labor data. Then, of course, we'll have another CPI report coming in. The next Fed meeting will be June 12th. So all of that middle of June is when we have our next chance to see things kind of improve again with a little bit of significance. Until then, very likely that we see bonds continue to just stay within this tight range here that you've seen. Right here, you see this green line. That's the 100-day moving average. We broke above it for one day, and then the next day it came right back down. We tested it, looked to see if it gave us support, and you could see, we'll actually zoom in here. You can see that it ended the day right at that 100-day moving average, but then the next day, boom, we opened up below it and closed below it. So this did not hold up as a support level. It is a resistance level now, capping bonds from improving past that. Right now, it's at 100.54. The support level is this red line at 100.18. That is your 200-day moving average. And it's very unlikely that we would lose more than about 20 basis points from where we're at right now to go down. Each day that goes by, this will get a little bit lower. So, right now it's 20 basis points, and then it'll go a couple of ticks each day, but nothing really to worry about. This week's going to be a quiet week. There's really not a lot when we talk about what's going on with the economic data, using mortgage MBS Live as a reference point here to pull the data. Today, a bunch of Fed speakers already, they've already been out there, chirping, as we know that they will. Tomorrow, a lot more Fed speakers chirping. Not really anything going on. Wednesday, we get the FOMC meeting minutes in the afternoon, but we're really not overly concerned about that. We know what the Fed is saying. Those minutes are going to reflect what all these speeches are saying, is that the Fed anticipates being higher for longer. They're not in a hurry to see rates change. Same thing Thursday. We're going to get PMI data at about 10 a.m. That'll have some kind of an effect on the morning. We're going to get our, continued jobless claims that we see every week. And then this is a holiday shortened week. Markets are going to close at 2 p.m. and be closed on Monday for Memorial Day. So we're heading into holiday week this week with that as well. Taking a look at what the expectations are for Fed rate cuts, they haven't really changed. Everything's almost exactly the same. I'm going to throw this on the compare feature for a minute. You could see that we've gotten a little bit better expectation that we will see some kind of a rate cut. Just a little tiny bit, a little bit more that we'll see 2 rate cuts a month ago. It has been a month already. We were at about a 33% chance. Now we're at a 37% chance. So really not much movement at all on this. It's been very flat. Markets are basically pricing in, that they think the Fed is going to cut rates possibly one time, more likely 2 times. And that's about it. We're not really expecting to see 3 or more, and that's not going to change unless we get some really weak economic data, really weak labor market data coming in June and where things are at. So it's unlikely that we see a lot of changes with any of that stuff there. Ron also points out volume diminishes as we get closer to long weekend that can create more volatility. It can, Ron. You're absolutely correct about that. When you're talking, what he's talking about is less traders trading. So the moves are more exaggerated. But I tend to see, generally, you're going to see money going into bonds rather than away from them. So that should offset that a little bit. Kim Mason, good morning. Ashley Mulcahy, good morning. Bobby said it's a fluffy little white long-haired dog, that mini American Eskimo dog. Thank you. Mallory, American Bulldog and Corgis. Very cool. Jessica Wells, good morning. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at, y'all. It should be just a pretty boring week. We're not going to see rates move up or down very much, but if they do, they're going to tend to creep a little bit away, which is why I would still consider locking things that are closing near term until we know that we're seeing some chances of improvement. But overall, we're likely to just tread water this week. It's going to be a quiet week. You'll see some small day-to-day movements, but not really even see a lot of intraday movement. within the actual same day itself, it should seem pretty quiet. So that's all that good stuff, my friends. I'm going to wrap it up. Don't have much else to say. I hope you have a fantastic Monday. Get a lot done. Get out there and prospect this week, and I'll tell you, see you tomorrow. Remember to join me 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. We do this on Facebook and YouTube. Glad to have you here. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.